If you're wondering why I'm not wearing any jewelry right now, it's because I sold it all. Just kidding. But if I were less vain, then maybe I would, because silver just ripped to a brand new all-time high over the weekend, and Bitcoin still going side to side, and not in the fun Ariana Grande type of way. If you know, you know. So why is money flooding into gold and silver while the price of Bitcoin is stuck? Well, today I'll be discussing something that happened very recently which may have exposed a warning sign most people are missing. One that could explain what's really happening under the surface and why this setup could be pointing straight to 2026. Silver spot prices have been super volatile lately, recently trading in the low to mid $70 per ounce and skyrocketing to highs near $80 to $84, surpassing Nvidia as the second most valuable asset in the world. It's come back off these extreme highs a little, but it's still up 150% this year, which is way more than we can say for Bitcoin.
Historically, when you see prices move of that magnitude to the upside, you will see margin requirements be raised by these exchanges. By the way, it wasn't just silver. Another part of it was there were a lot of $75 calls in silver that were exorcised on Friday. People that were short those calls needed a cover. That took the price to 82.
The Kobisi letter calls it absolute insanity in silver right now, and the catalyst could be a bank collapse. Larry Lepard tweeted, "Perhaps silver is the Lehman moment of the cycle, calling it right here. 10% in one day on record volume is a liquidation event. Something just broke." Rumors are circulating that a systemically important bank, I gotta laugh because no bank is actually really that important when you have Bitcoin. But anyway, a systemically important bank involved in silver futures trading failed to pay its margin call and was liquidated by a futures exchange. According to Grok, the bank in question appears to be JPMorgan Chase, linked to a $4.8 billion loss in silver's futures and a failed margin call on December 27, 2025, just a few days ago. Though some of the circumstances surrounding the silver price action remain unconfirmed, what is obvious to many observers is a fragile marketplace creaking under pressure of too much leverage and not enough risk management. In a blistering tweet, Cat Stryker drops this hot take: "Silver is the first domino because of how broken the system behind it really is." This isn't about one stock or one metal, it's about a system that's been running on fumes for a long time. This is something Bitcoiners have been calling out for a long time. Fiat money only works as long as people believe in it, and people are losing confidence. So when that confidence fades, people run towards the things that actually exist in real life, have tangible value, have, real assets. And what we're seeing now isn't the beginning. It's the moment that the illusion has started to crack. And she's not the only one that sees the problem with the fiat system and how Bitcoin fixes this. Fred Krueger describes two scenarios. One, the precious metal story grows and Bitcoin is next. Or two, the silver bubble collapses and capital reflows into Bitcoin. Either way, Bitcoin fixes this. And you know what else needs fixing? Online privacy. This is my data broker report. 11 pages. They know every old address I've lived at, phone numbers, family members, even what kind of car I drive. It's insane. That's why today's video is sponsored by Aura. Scammers, spammers, even stalkers can just buy your personal info, and it's totally legal and so dystopian. Aura hunts down the data brokers selling your info and gets them to take it down and keeps it off automatically. You don't have to go full off-the-grid Bitcoin mystic and live in a Faraday cage because Aura lets you keep your modern life and your privacy. Aura has packed it all in: real-time dark web and fraud alerts, a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, 24/7 US-based support, and $5 million in identity theft insurance if anything goes wrong. No other privacy service gives you this many tools for the same price. Try it free for 14 days at aura.com/simplybitcoin. Protecting your Bitcoin in self-custody is necessary, but protecting yourself, that's non-negotiable. Go to aura.com/simplybitcoin and take your privacy back. All right, Aura protects you, but now let's talk about protecting your generational wealth, because stacking sats gets a whole lot easier when your miners are working for you and not against you. Would you mine Bitcoin if it was as easy as buying it? Then you should check out Sazmining. It's not hosted Sazmining, it's mining as a service that actually puts Bitcoiners first. You can own a state-of-the-art mining rig, plug into affordable carbon-free energy, and stack Bitcoin just like Satoshi. No middlemen, no markups, and no worries. Saz doesn't tack on extra fees when you sign up, and unlike other companies, there are no rig upcharges or inflated power rates. Their entire business model is based on a clean and simple revenue share. They only earn Bitcoin if you are too. A total alignment of incentives and 100% Bitcoiner values. While some claim simplicity, Sazmining proves it. Let's just say that if you need a compass to find your miners, you're not in the right place. This is how Bitcoin mining should have always been done. Visit sazmining.com or scan the QR code to learn more and start hashing. Silver exposes systemic fragility more than most assets, believe it or not. It's a signal that the long-running illusion of unlimited supply and controllable prices is cracking under actual scarcity.
I don't think there's anything fundamentally wrong with gold and silver as investments. I think that as a Bitcoiner, we kind of have the same thesis. The thesis is there is completely uncontrolled levels of money printing going on, and we want scarce assets. And I think gold and silver are garbage. Now, I can tell you as an investor, even though we have the same thesis, I believe that Bitcoin is a much more superior asset. Why is that? Because it's actually provably scarce. It is actually finite.
And if there's any silver lining here, it's, you guessed it, Bitcoin. Unlike silver, Bitcoin operates on a decentralized, auditable ledger with a capped supply of 21 million coins. No single entity can create more or hide inventories behind opaque paper contracts. Its scarcity is enforced by code, not policy or promises or personal interests. In simple terms, it's the debasement trade, and everyone has been talking about the debasement trade being the trade of the year. But what they don't know is that they can mine more silver, they can issue more paper contracts on silver, they can dilute your holdings of silver, even if you hold the physical asset. And the same thing goes for gold and real estate, but not so much with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a store of value that can't be diluted by governments or institutions. It's easily auditable and verifiable, and it travels at the speed of light. That's why they call Layer 2 Lightning payments. Maybe you didn't know that, now you do. It's a better store of value by every single metric than shiny rocks, and in the end, it will win.
Bitcoin is a genuine store of value. It is supply limited. So I think in next year is really when Bitcoin can sort of begin to recover, and the 200,000 level makes a lot of sense to me.
Before we wrap up the show, let's bring it home with a special message from our friends at Ledn. If you're stacking sats, you need Bitcoin-backed services you can trust. That's why we roll with Ledn, the global leader in Bitcoin-backed lending. Ledn has issued over $9 billion in loans since 2018 and a perfect record of protecting client assets. Why is a Ledn loan different? Collateral is not lent out to generate interest. No credit checks, funds in 24 hours, no monthly payments, repay whenever you want, zero penalties. And their proof of reserves, verified every 6 months, keeps them transparent. Ledn lets you unlock liquidity without selling. Sign up through Simply Bitcoin for 25 basis points off your first loan. Scan the QR code or click the link in the show notes below to get your discount today. Now, let's wrap up the show. As cracks appear in the fiat-linked assets and over-leveraged structures, capital has historically sought harder, more transparent alternatives, and right now, all roads are leading to Bitcoin. So, what do you think? Is Bitcoin the silver bullet that will put an end to fiat currency forever? Drop a comment and let me know. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button, hit the subscribe, and turn on the notifications for the most fire Bitcoin-only news in the space. I'll see you in the next one. It might be my last one before I have a baby, so remember to stack, slay, and stay bullish, baby.